What's up, everybody? It's the host of the ADHD to Life podcast, Malachi speaking. Forgive me, I was taking pictures. The lighting was so good. I don't even got the blinds open. Can you believe it? This lighting is amazing. Oh, I just love how it looks. And forgive me, I got sidetracked. I'm a stickler for like the small details, especially. The, just I'm so grateful for the lighting because my the light that I have set up like right here beside the camera, you can't see it, but she died. Apparently, it died. I didn't realize that. But we're recording now, and it doesn't matter as long as we got some light. You guys can see me. Got the thing set up over here. Looks like we're still recording. We got it set to 60 minutes instead of 30 minutes because, like I said, I'll just keep talking to them some days, and then it'll just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. And next thing you know, half the episode is gone. I've done it before. It's not fun. I'm trying to like salvage what you've already talked about and try to make it make sense. it's it's a nightmare. But anyway, without further ado, we're just gonna jump right in. We're gonna dive in. Gerbil. I've been thinking about a new rapper name, and I've come up with like Gerbil. I feel like all the other ones, all the other animal names have been taken. So like, if I go with hmm caramel gerbil or something like that, something extreme. No, not caramel gerbil. Tuscan gerbil. Tuscan gerbil. That's it right there. We're gonna go with Tuscan gerbil. I think that'll be my new rapper name because you already have Black Bear, you already have T Grizzly, you already have. I'm sure there's a Professor Snake out there already. I mean, even though it's a character for Harry Potter, but you get what I'm trying to say. I mean, there's already other elephant names, not elephant names, animal names for artists out there. So I was thinking Tuscan gerbil. I think that goes hard. Or honey badger. That's what the kids in AAT used to call me. They call me honey badger. I don't understand why, but something along the lines of like that honey badger's gonna do whatever it can to get that honey. I still can't understand why they wanted to call me honey badger. Probably because my cheeks were puffy and I still had braces. I had like a lot of hair, maybe. Nah, that doesn't make any sense. I don't care. Anyway, this past week, man, we was cutting down trees, logs. We saw snakes, lizards, frogs, all sorts of like colors and variations. Like there was this one frog that had like a had back titties. It was weird. Like you know how frogs normally have like the slope back that looks like this. Well, this one had like the slope back with like a hump on its back like this. So like my fingertips are the head, and this is the extra little hump that it had on its back. Interesting. I've never seen that before. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you what color the frog was because I just don't remember it. It was covered in mud. It was definitely covered in mud. We saw a lot of lizards, lots of lizards, babies that were like this big to about this big. We saw a snake that was about this long. It was a brown snake. Yeah, a little brown snake. My boss, he saw one the other day, but it did not look like that. He just saw a snake. He was like, "Oh, we're done. We're done for today. We're gone." So he told me he saw a snake, which hole it went in. I took a stick about that big around. I jammed it in the hole as fast as I could, and I started stomping it. Just start stomping it in the hole. Like, nope, sorry, because we trying to unclog this stream here, and I don't want to be walking in there with like snakes crawling around, or whatever. But we got the knee high boots. They go all the way up to about your knee, and tucked in our pants. Well, he wore shorts, but I wore pants because I'm like, I don't like stuff just falling in my boot. If it's gonna fall in my boot, at least it'll be on the pants, and I ain't gotta worry about it. But that's just how I am when it comes to working outdoors. It's also like very therapeutic because not only are you getting a workout in, you're just in nature in general, and it's so relaxing. Yeah, it's tiring, but it's so relaxing. My arms, bro, my arms are huge. You would have thought I was lifting, like working out, working out. Well, because I was, I was like jacked. And here we are a couple days later, as you can see. I mean, I still have a little bit of it, but my arms are like, and I was like, Go somewhere with your bad self. You better stop, boy. Oh man, I was feeling myself. I was feeling myself just a little bit. You know what I mean? And then I had to put on a little tight shirt to make it look even better. You know, like why not? Mm-mm. Started writing a new song. Unfortunately, it's about an ex girlfriend, but I mean, hey, gotta find inspiration somewhere. And I will say a lot of my songs come from like past experiences. So I'm not surprised that this one just came out of the woodworks. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I get a little deep with it this time. I mean, I'm not exposing who it is or saying names or whatever, but I do feel like telling my side of things through my music helps me a lot in the long run. But enough of that jazz. We're booking new gigs in Virginia. We just booked another one for next weekend. Um, so the 24th, I will be in VA around 2 p.m. playing for a memorial service. Rest in peace to the deceased. And I look forward to hopefully helping with the music ministry there. Excuse me, I've got indigestion. I've got another gig that's not after that. Yeah, I want to say it's like right after that one, where I have to DJ at a house party. I'm not sure if I talked about that one, but I do have to DJ a house party. I actually went to Charlotte today to get some more light fixture hooks because I realized that when I sold my other lights, because I had like three different lights, three different um, remote controls, and that it just wasn't working. I had to. I sold those lights, all three of them, boom and boom, and then I realized I left my hooks on there for the for that way you can hook the light to the fixture. So like let's say I want to put a light on there. They sell a fixture that clamps onto here and holds the light, and then you can adjust the light. So what I ended up doing was selling those with the lights last time, and I didn't realize that. I did this almost a year ago, and I'm like, oh wow, that's something important to Malachi, and I forgot how expensive they were. They're like $15 a piece. It says 13.99. Sorry, so $14 a piece, and they're pretty sturdy. They're pretty good. I like the brand. I couldn't tell you what brand it is, but it's very sturdy. A lot better than the ones that I had gotten because I had one of those originally, but I forgot to take it off the light fixture, like I said, I was telling you before. And then I ordered these cheap ones off of Amazon, and they were just raggedy. So, needless to say, don't order music equipment from Amazon. You pay for what you get. That's a lesson that I have learned time and time again with this music equipment stuff. You pay for what you get. No, wait. What you pay for is what you get. I'm ex. I'm all over the place. Lord help me. I do need to start getting a set list together for the DJ event on the second or the fifth. Okay, so I have to get it. I have this written down, guys. Don't worry, I'm a lot more organized than what I'm putting out. But I do have to get two separate set lists together. One for like rock, country, pop, hip hop mixture, and then the other one is going to be oldies but goodies and gospel music. And that's the other set list I have to get together. So that's where we're at with those gigs. Oh, I forgot about the New Jersey trip is actually happening. I just confirmed that yesterday. That's a thing. I just found out nothing comes out of pocket, and I am more than happy with that because gas prices, I tell you what, is so expensive. Like I was like, we gonna spend that putting money in the tank, man. Come on, bro, what you doing? Come on, man. I was thinking that for the longest, but I just had to confirm. Because if we're driving down there, then, well, if we were all individually like driving separately, then it would be worth playing up there because gas prices and stuff. So we'll be taking a bus, and from what I understand, we'll get there Friday. check out the spot. I think we might go over like a couple of songs or whatever, chill, relax. Next day, Saturday, we're going to wake up, go get set up, do our thing. And then after the gig, we just going to pack it up and roll it on back home. And get paid. Don't have to pay for anything. I mean, life is good. Life is real good, especially with that. I was having my concerns. I will say I was having my concerns at first. But good thing my boss stays on my tail about my music stuff. I will say, my boss is very, not pushy. What's the word? What Gus what Gus is to Mike Tyson is how my boss is with me. I mean, he doesn't ask for anything in return, but he does make sure I'm handling things the proper way, and he's like pushing me to go out and pursue my music and everything. And speaking of which, there's an open mic scene that I'm about to try to get on at. It's in Charlotte. It's called Decipher Charlotte. I gotta submit 2 tracks and a headshot for them. So hopefully I'll make the cut and I'll be performing next Wednesday, whatever the 20th is. Yeah, I think that's the next Wednesday. I have to check my calendar. Again, I don't have the stuff in my notes for my podcast, but I do have it in a separate notebook where I keep all my business stuff. So I actually ran into one of the guys that's part of the open mic thing in Charlotte today when I was at Guitar Center, and I was telling him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, make sure you get that in because the deadline is this Wednesday for them selecting people to perform, and then they're gonna promote me and everything." And it's like, what? So I'm excited. I finally got my bar set up in the kitchen. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to like take that TV and throw it outside because I originally bought a TV off my boss, and it cost me $200, 55-inch Samsung TV, but it had all the apps on there. I wouldn't have to pay for any subscriptions whatsoever. Very, very generous offer, right? $200, all subscriptions included. Heck yeah, why not? TV mount. I mean, this is a $400 TV here, brand new out the box, and then the TV mount that's on it was maybe $30, 50, somewhere between there. And I went to the bathroom. I wasn't in there for 5 minutes. I'm sure I told you guys about this already, where my brother sits on the TV and then I turn on the TV and half the screen's cracked and it's done for, and I'm just like. But yeah, anyway, so took that money, got another TV. This TV, OG price, $1,300. It's a commercial grade flat screen TV. Didn't know anything about it or whatever. So I was like, I just saw $200 selling. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's see if they let's see if that's what they're selling it for. So I talked with the guy for like maybe a week or so, and then it finally comes the day for us to meet. We meet. I get the TV. Boom, I mean, I go to Walmart, get a TV mount, $30. Even because a TV mount that I had for the other TV wouldn't have fit on this one. It's just too heavy, too bulky. And I didn't realize that TV mounts had like a weight restriction, so I had to get one that was weighted for the TV, because this thing is heavy. It's like hefty. I mean, I got it mounted. Everything's fine. I was having trouble finding the studs because the studs are like this in the walls. Like instead of being straight, it's like they took a piece and it's like this. So screw in here. You go straight up, miss the stud. Go over, miss the stud. Go over, miss the stud. Oh, boom! Finally, we hit a stud. And it was just like, I don't know how they put these apartments together, but I am. If I was to ever do something like this, it would be done the right way. I do realize that when they're building apartments, my boss explained to me, he was like, the way they put these apartments together, it's like, it's really fast. You got to be fast when you do it. They don't care how it's done, they just want it done. And it's just like, as long as there's a stud in there, they don't care. It doesn't have to be at a perfect 90, as long as there's a stud in there. And I was like, oh my gosh, no. And he's like, that's why he doesn't do that kind of work anymore. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And the more I learn, the more disappointed I am with certain establishments and the way they do things. But hey, that's a side conversation for a whole nother day. Anyway, I was having so many problems with the audio of the TV. I almost threw it away, right? And then I got the bright idea. I was like, God, how in the world am I going to get this audio working with this TV? I paid $200 for it. The other one, Brian sat on it. I just got this one. The audio's giving me a hard time. And then it was just like, Xbox. So I go grab my Xbox. At this point, I've got no expectations. It was like, you know what? The least I can do is try. Because I tried out one soundbar, and I was like, well, this isn't working. Why isn't it working? I tried putting an aux cable in there. I've tried different optical cables. I've tried the HDMI ARC thingy. That didn't work. And then I was like, God was like, Xbox. So I go grab the Xbox. I hook up the Xbox to the soundbar, and then I hook up the Xbox to the TV. And let me tell you, folks, it happened. It worked. We figured it out. I was having my doubts, like I said, but when it finally clicked on me, I was like, "Wow, really, really? Okay." I mean, this isn't what I was expecting because I went out and bought a Roku, and I was going to put the Roku on the TV and use the TV remote controller thing, but this one didn't have a power button, so that was I was doomed from the start there. And then I finally connected Xbox, and I was like, this is how we controlled the TV back when I was living with my buddy. Because the sound was messed up, and I forgot about that. I'm like, wow, okay, whatever. Because I was texting the guy on Facebook, asking him how to get the sound right, and he wasn't responding. I went through so much trying to get this TV set up, man. It's paid too much for it, and I know I don't need it, but now I have a spot in the kitchen where me and a guest can, we can eat, we can socialize, we can watch some TV. If I want to put on a cooking show and cook, I can watch the cooking show and cook. If I just want to play some music in there while I'm cooking, I can do that. Hey, just trying to make room for, not make room, make use of the space that I have, because when we do get our new spot, I definitely want to have a TV mounted in a separate space from the living room. That way, I want to have my studio separate from the rest of the apartment or house, whichever one we decide to get, because I'm now realizing we have about a month and a half until we have to find a new spot. Oh well, we'll figure it out. At Music Bingo, I did run into some old coworkers. I was very excited to see them. They were excited to see me as well, and I would have never thought I had seen them hanging out or like socializing with them outside of that place ever. I mean, they're not bad people. I'm just saying, like, it's weird seeing people you used to work with out and about, and they're hanging out where you hang out, and it's like, hey, I know you. Ah, yeah. So how's that place going? Oh yeah, same old bullcrap. Yep. That's why I left. Oh, y'all are trying to make things better. Oh, okay, yeah. Good luck with that. That conversation. But hey, they were very cordial. We had a great time. The conversation was even like that, but I wish them nothing but success and guidance, wisdom. I'm trying to be nice because they put me through a lot of stuff, and I could have easily been very rude and nasty to them, but I didn't. I was professional, I was cordial, I was helping out with Music Bingo, so of course I couldn't just be on some DMX type stuff, be like, I couldn't do all that, so that's good. I got to play my saxophone that night as well. A woman was like, you should play me a song, go grab that sax, live a bit, some rules are meant to be broken. And I hesitated because there was a guy there that reminded me of Eminem, which is like actually one of my favorite rappers, and I wasn't sure if that was a thing. His woman coming and talk to me, because she had came over before, and she was talking to me about her job as a teacher and all this other stuff. And I was like, that's interesting. You have drive, you care about what you do, and you seem very concerned about this job. You went to college, a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm not going to put all the business out there. I'm not even gonna say her name because that's confidential. Anyway, she was like, "You should play me a song." Um, so I played her a song, and she enjoyed it very much. She posted it on her Snapchat. I wish I had that video because then I could show you guys the video of me all cheesing and playing the saxophone like. I did. Somebody did take a photo, and then they sent said photo to my boss, and the boss is like, "Hey, so who's this girl you playing your saxophone for? Is that the same one from the other time?" I'm like, "Dude, no, this is a completely different one." He's like, "Oh, so you just be macking at music bingo, don't you?" I'm like, "No, I just be minding my business. I'm there to learn how to do this music bingo, so I know how to do it if they need me to step in and do it. I don't want them to lose their spot because they can't be there. And quite frankly, I enjoy that. I enjoy doing music bingo. I never would have thought I'd be the guy that would enjoy hosting music bingo. It's actually pretty fun. Just it's a different kind of vibe. It's a very different vibe. It's very happy, cordial. I mean, it's a fun atmosphere. Fun atmosphere. I love it. Anyway, I played her the saxophone. She was cheesing from ear to ear. I was cheesing from ear to ear. She's like, "You're gonna be here next week, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I should be here." She's like, "I will see you next week." And I was like, "I will see you next week." Okay. So I'm not getting my hopes up because, um, yeah, I'm just not getting my hopes up. Uh, but I am grateful I had my sax in the car that night because I also got to play at the other spot that I've been trying to get on at, and they were impressed with my playing as well. And they told me they would definitely be in contact with me. It's just hard, filling in positions because people already have set schedules when it comes to like live performances. So it's hard to bring in a new guy when there's already people there. But they're definitely interested, and they'll give me a call. Hopefully, within the next week or so, I'll hear something back, and I'm just praying that that manifests into something because I got to play Friday night. I went to downtown Kannapolis and I played my saxophone for 30 minutes to an hour. Ended up running into a group of friends and we hung out the entire night. Um, Dude got plastered and I'm like, "Hey, I was that dude." uh, just apologize. "I'm so sorry." "I'm so sorry." That was me, but it wasn't me this time. So I was just like, "Oh, so that's what I look like. Oh man, poor kid. Oh man, come on, come on, we got you, buddy. We'll take care of you." And we look after each other. We're not just gonna like somebody gets blackout drunk. We're not gonna just leave them there. And I felt that it was fair because people were there for me when I was like that. That I, help out with what he's got going on. We also got to check out some of the local bars there. What was it? What was it called? I can't even think of the name of the bars, but they have some very good cider, and it's like all connected. There was actually not music bingo. There was karaoke going on that night, and I met the guy who basically runs that, and he told me to come back. Tonight was just a weird night with all the people out drinking and stuff. He's like, "Please come back. Please come back. We would love to have you. We heard you playing, and we want to see what you can do." And my buddies there vouching for me and stuff, and I'm like, "Look at God. Look at God opening doors and opportunities and stuff, man." I'm just extremely grateful and blessed for all of that. And today I got to play at church as well. So I've just been playing and playing and playing and playing and playing my horn. And I'm not going to stop. This is definitely going to be an everyday thing because I love what comes with it. Without, like, if I go a day without playing my horn, I just feel off. It's just like going to the gym. If I don't go to the gym, I feel off. I feel like I've done something wrong. And that's how I know I'm doing the right thing. So, oh, that reminds me. I got in contact with another band about playing saxophone. All those details will be revealed soon. As of right now, we're scheduled to practice together in like maybe a month. Their drummer had to take some time off. So, yeah, they're about an hour away, which is about most of where my gigs are. I'm trying to keep everything within like an hour loop. Which just reminds me, I don't know if I want to leave Salisbury yet because of, how conveniently everything is like 30 minutes to an hour away. The farthest thing I'm away from is home, which is an hour and 42. But I mean, if I can start putting myself out there in this general area, I mean, the money will come, and it'll put money back into my music. Hopefully return on my investment. That would be nice. But if it could pay some bills too, pay for gas, just something, anything, it'd be nice. And that's what I'm hoping for. It's not about the money, it's about the art, it's about the passion for me. But if the money does come, hey, that's a blessing too. That's a blessing too, and I'm just grateful for everything that's going on right now. Like, I'm also learning how to get out of my own way and not block my blessings. Sometimes all I need is a little push, and I thank God for sending people like my boss and his friends, which are now becoming my friends and my family, for constantly pushing me and pressuring me to, not pressuring, but like applying pressure in a good way, not like bad pressure, like peer pressure, but like in a, hey, how's your music going sort of deal. And it makes me want to like, ooh, because I feel like I ain't really been doing it like that, and when they stay on my case about it, it helps me want to pursue it even more, pursue it even harder. And it just feels right. It just feels right doing music. Like, but anyway, learning how to get out of my own way and not block my blessings. Sometimes all I need is a little push, so God will send me an Abishai helper more often than I should. I push them away and I refuse to let them help me because I want to do things my way. When God's way is so much easier. Like, takes all of the burden off my shoulders. Like, just if I just place it in His hands, like, everything would be so much better for me. And I know not every step may be clear, but in due time, He reveals where I need to go, what I need to do, what I need to say. And that's what He's been doing. So needless to say, I've been working on that. I know I keep looking down here, but this is where I keep my notes. And I did like a brief brush through my notes before I started recording this episode. Or honestly, I should have recorded this yesterday when I was feeling good. Today, I'm not in the right headspace to be recording today, but I'm chucking on through it. I'm pushing. Like, I feel like I'm aware, like awoke inside the matrix, and like I'm trying to get everybody to wake up, but they refuse to disconnect and unplug from the reality that they have chosen to be in. For some people, they choose happiness. Some people choose misery. Some people choose toxicity and allow themselves to be placed in these toxic situations. Like, some people choose to find peace and surround themselves with nothing but love. And it's all about what you want. And I think the Matrix caters to what we want. And that was a whole, yeah, that was a thought this week. And I was like, what in the world? I think we'll run over for this episode. Not gonna lie, I was depressed and unhappy for the longest until I realized I don't have to be this way. Like, I choose to feel this way, and it all starts with me. Like, I can continue to let my emotions, oh, let my reality affect how I'm feeling in a negative way, or I can choose to take the bad with the good, vice versa, and form my own positive reality. I'm not saying I'll have my way all the time, but my version of reality now is so much better than where I was last year. I just like look back and I thank God for getting me through that and bringing that realization to light. Like, the change of attitude I had to adopt came through the realization of my goals. It made me question myself, what it is that I really want to do. What's going to make Malachi happy? What's stopping me from achieving that? And once I break it down to basics, like removing myself from toxic situations, friendships, things that weren't good for me, I just stopped doing those. And procrastination, that was a big one. Oof. And from there, I entered this season of manifestation. Like, everything, and I mean everything. Like, it started with me breaking up with my girlfriend, who's now my ex, then the truck, then church, then hanging out with old friends, catching up with my first love, but making new music, paying off debt, meeting a stranger, like all these things I was thinking of it, and I said it, and it happened. And that last one, the meeting the stranger part, that gave me goosebumps, because if I had not thought it or said it, then it wouldn't have happened. I wouldn't have pulled out my sax that night. I wouldn't have got tipped. I wouldn't have played Friday night. I wouldn't have played later that night, Thursday, for the people at Flock. I probably would have just went home and drank or something. But by doing all this, it opened doors for me, and I put out a feeler, right? If anybody needed a horn player over the weekend, that was what led to me talking to the band leader for another band. And that's only what, 40 minutes away for practice. I mean, nothing's set in stone now, but we're in contact with each other. We have each other's contact information. They're going to check out my music. I'm going to check out their music, and we're going to see if this will be a not perfect fit, but we'll see if this will work. I understand they're looking for something more permanent, but I do play for one band as of right now. I don't really have any quarrels with them, but I do want to be playing every weekend. I want to I want this thing to really work, you know. But again, if I had not opened my mouth, it wouldn't have happened. I'm grateful for this season of manifestation, and I think I thank God for everything, really. Thank God for everything. All right, that's it. That's it. That's all I got for today. You guys have a wonderful and blessed week. Be sure to check out my latest post where I perform one of my favorite songs, Epitome, live. Oh, yeah. With a little added extra. Take care.